Hey guys, we are going to jump into lesson 18, which is on converting units of measure. And some of these you should know by heart. If you don't know them, then you're going to need to memorize them, okay? So, but before we get to that, I want to go over just kind of an effective measure in reducing fractions, just to kind of review with you. The quickest way to reduce fractions really is to, I call it cross-canceling. Common factors. For example, if I had you do 4/25 times 5/32. Now, I can't reduce 4 over 25, but I can reduce diagonally. 4 goes into 32 8 times, and 4 goes into itself once. So now that becomes 1 and 8. And I can do the same with 5 and 25. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 25 5 times. And I'm left with 1 times 1 and 5 times 8, which is 40. Remember, when we're multiplying fractions, we multiply straight across. So we are going to be doing a lot of cross-simplifying to get our final answer, okay? So here we go. Here's some conversions I think you should all memorize. And some of these you probably already know, but there are 12 inches in 1 foot. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. There are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So these units are going to be used a lot, so make sure you have these memorized. And these you should know. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And there are 24 hours in 1 day. Okay, so you probably already know that. So we're gonna do some examples together that look just like your lesson practice. So change 600 inches to feet. Now watch how I set it up. I know that I have 600 inches. Now I need, for these to cancel, I need them to be in top and bottom. So I must put my conversion rate, I must put inches on the bottom so that they'll cancel. And our conversion rate is, I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So again, the reason I put this in the bottom was so that I could get inches to cancel. So now you're going to have to divide 600 times 1 divided by 12, and that will give you your answer. 600 over 12 is 50, and the only dimension left is feet. So that would be perfectly 50 feet. Next one, change 8 hours to minutes. Okay, so they've given me, I always start with what they've given me 8 hours. Okay, now in order to get hours to cancel, I have to put it down here. So I'm trying to get it to minutes. Well, I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And that's the only, I've already, hours canceled. The only dimension left is minutes. There's nothing on the bottom but 1, so I'm doing 8 times 60 over 1. And I don't really need that over 1, but notice the only thing on the bottom are 1s. So 8 times 60 gives me 480 minutes. Okay, now we're going to start to get a little bit more complicated. So the next one, convert 3 hours to seconds. And you've really got to think about this, you guys. This should be stuff that you can do. This is math that's actually applicable. Like, you should be able to convert these. So let's start with what they gave us. I have 3 hours over 1. Now I'm going to start with my conversion. I need hour to cancel. So because it's on top, I need to put it on the bottom. And I can't go, I mean, you can, but I'm going to first start with what I know. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So that'll convert my hours to minutes. Now I need to convert my minutes to seconds. So I know that 1 minute is 60 seconds. Now I'm going to cancel anything that's in the top and bottom. So hour over hour is gone, minute over minute. And so I am left with 3 times 60 times 60. I'm just going straight across over 1. And notice the only dimension left is seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to use my calculator. 3 times 60 times 60. I got 10,800 seconds. Okay, so use my notes when you're doing home. You can print all my notes and put them in a binder if you'd like. So now we're going to work into double dimensions. So 42 yards squared to inches squared. Now, yards squared equals yard times yard. So I have 2 of them. Now this is very important. Most people skip this or they don't care and then they miss all the questions on the test. So I have to cancel both of them. So if I write that I have 42 yards squared, that means that I have 2 of them to cancel. So this one is going to be pretty crazy. I should have probably started much simpler. So let's start with, I know what 1 yard equals. And notice I have to do it twice because I need to cancel 2 of them. So 1 yard is 3 feet. Now I need to go from feet to inches and know that I have 2 of them. So I automatically know that I need 2 of them. Now I'm going to need to get rid of my feet. So if it's on the top, I got to put it on the bottom. Yards is on top, so I'm putting it in the bottom. So I know that I'm going to need 2 inches because I have 2 of them. Now I'll write my conversion. 1 foot is 12 inches. 1 foot is 12 inches. And so now I can start simplifying. So yards squared cancels because I have 2 yards. Both feet cancel. And I'm left with inches times inches, which is where we get inches squared. Now on the bottom, notice I only have 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. But on the top, I have 42 times 3 times 3 times 12 times 12. So using a calculator, I did 42 times 9 times 144. And I got 54,432 inches squared because inches times inches is inches squared. Next one. Do one more like that. I think I did 1, 2, 3, so this is 5, and then we'll do lesson practice. So convert 50 feet per second to miles per hour. So I'm going to set this up right here. 50 feet per second means that I have 50 feet per 1 second. That's what that means. If I drive 60 miles per hour, that means I drove 60 miles in 1 hour. This bottom one doesn't have a number in front of it, so that number is 1. Okay? So I'm setting that up. Now I first have to convert feet to miles. So I wrote it down earlier for you. I wrote down that 5,280 feet is 1 mile. Now notice that's going to eliminate the feet. Okay, and I've now got miles, so check. I have my miles written. Now I need to convert seconds to hours. So if seconds is on the bottom, it's now on the top. I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, so I got rid of my seconds. But I need to go from minutes to hour. If minutes is on the bottom, I need minutes on the top. So 60 minutes per 1 hour. And now I can start doing some math. So let's record what's on the top. Notice the only two dimensions left are miles per hour. Check that out. The only thing left is a mile per 1 hour. And that's what I wanted, miles per hour. Okay, so let's do our math. On the top, I have 50 times 60 times 60. And on the bottom, I have 1 times 5,280. And so now we're going to use our math. Okay, that gives me, I did not write this all out, 50 times 60 times 60 gave me 180,000 divided by 5,280. And I got 34.1. And I'm going to write the dimensions I have left. Miles per hour. Or what we're more familiar seeing is MPH, miles per hour. All right, so let's jump into our lesson practice. Okay. So, lesson practice, part A, wants us to convert 720 inches to feet. So you can use my notes. I have 720 inches, and I'm going to put over 1 times, I have to put inches on the bottom, right? There are 12 inches in 1 foot. And I have to put it on the bottom because inches over inches will cancel. So on the top, I have 720 times 1 over 1 times 12, right? Which is 720 divided by 12, which gives me 60. The only dimension left is feet, so 60 feet. B, they wanted me to convert 6 hours to minutes. So 6 hours over 1 times, I have to put 1 hour, has 60 minutes. So the hours cancel, and I'm left with 6 times 60, which is 360. Look at the only dimension left is minutes. So 360 minutes. C, 52 yards squared, 2 inches squared. Remember that means that I have 2 of them. So 52, 52 yards squared over 1. That means I need to get rid of 2 yards. So I know in 1 yard there are 3 feet. Use my notes. This looks identical to the one I did. Then I have to get rid of both feet. And I know that in 1 foot there are 12 inches. So both yards are gone. Both feet are gone. Notice I'm left with 2 inches squared. So 52 times 9 times 144, 12 times 12, over 1. And I got 67,392 inches squared, because I have 2 of them. D wants me to convert 2,700 seconds to hours. So 2,700 seconds over 1. Now, to get it to cancel, I had to put it down here. So there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, and there is 60 minutes in 1 hour. Seconds over seconds, minutes over minutes. So I'm left with 2,700 times the 1 over 60 times 60. And so 27 divided by 60 times 60, I got 0.75 or 3/4 of 1 hour. So 0.75 of an hour, 3/4 of an hour is 45 minutes. All right, E, they wanted me to go from 80 feet per second to miles per hour. Remember, when I set this up, it's 80 feet per, there's no number in front of seconds, so 1 second. So let's get rid of our feet. There are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Let's get rid of seconds. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. And there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So, pretty fast car if you're traveling 80 feet per 1 second. So I have 80 times 60 times 60 divided by, the only number on the bottom is 5280. I mean, other than ones. And I get 16 exactly. And my answer is in miles per hour, because that's what I have left, miles per hour. Alrighty. F and G, they're just having you guys add and multiply. And so I'm going to skip F and G. But I will do H. H is 24 feet per second converted to miles. Convert to miles per hour. Now I would pause the video and try this one on your own. But remember, 24 feet per 1 second. Get rid of seconds. Get rid of feet. Right? So there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. That means I got to get rid of minutes now. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. This would be my mile conversion. So feet, seconds, seconds, minutes, minutes. I'm left with miles per hour. Okay, so in the last one, you would have 24 times 60 times 60 divided by 5280. And I got 16 miles per hour. Hold on. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong one when I wrote that this one was 16. I'm so sorry. You were probably like, say what? This should be 54.5. I was looking at the wrong answer. My apologies. I didn't re-enter it in my calculator, and that's why I didn't catch the mistake. So E should be 54.5 miles per hour. Okay? And that finishes the lesson.